it's very simple. I'm going to represent not just the Republicans that I'm seeking their vote in the primary, but we're seeking to represent the entirety of the community. And this is a really Republican community, but we'll represent the Democrats and the independents and everybody else too. But there's some problems that aren't cut and dry Democrat-Republican, like, you know, a national emergency, floods, snowstorms, things that require federal assistance. We have to be there, and we have to have partnerships at the local level. When you have a town supervisor, you may not agree with them on national political issues, but you represent common interests. In my pledge to the constituents of Allegheny County, I will be a partner with your local governments to make sure that Allegheny County is getting what they deserve and what they pay for out of their federal government. And I think, you know, for far too long, we've had people running for Congress. They want to go be a celebrity on Fox News. They want to go and give a sound bite or say something that's going to get people to give them money online. I want to serve the taxpayers of this community and be there as the resource and the voice that they need, you know, for the little guy. And that's, I think, been missing for far too long.
Talk about the advantage that you may have as someone with Southern Tier roots, but as a chair for the GOP in the state. You've seen the entire state, but your roots are, you know, in the rural area. How does that give you an advantage over others, or even with colleagues in Congress when you're trying to explain to them why they should vote a certain way?
It makes me extremely passionate about this district. I mean, you know, we didn't know how the districts would end up. We didn't know if the Southern Tier would be chopped into pieces. You know, my family's all from Chautauqua and Cattaraugus County. Got a lot of family spread throughout it. You know, I understand the perils that we've had in the Southern Tier, and it helps fuel me into my service as state chairman of the party, and why I think we need to change our future by changing our government, because our government has taken a lot of opportunities and jobs away from the Southern Tier. And I think that having that background and seeing the economic blight that's been brought on our region by bad policies and, you know, high taxation and overregulation, you know, so much of this has happened from New York, but Washington's been no better. You know, we need to streamline things. You know, use the bully pulpit of the office of congressman to go fight for change. You know, I mean, there's one thing to just kind of be wallpaper and just blend in, or you could be a loud, vocal voice for your region. You know, Western New York and the Southern Tier, we have Erie County meeting the Southern Tier. I have roots in both, and I intend to use them and be that loud advocate that we need for the Southern Tier. I come to this office in this election, and I think I could be impactful on day one. You know, I wouldn't come in as a normal freshman that had just been served on a county legislature. Being the fact that I have served as Erie County chairman, I have great relationships throughout Western New York in the government and in the political circles, but also in the business community. But then as state chairman, I've developed those all over the state of New York, and you know, have worked with some of, you know, the greatest innovators in our state at this point, some of the greatest job creators, and that can help be a resource for this district. But also, I've served as a member of the RNC with, you know, Wellsville's own Charlie Joyce, and I've developed relationships around the country from that. So I think it'll make me a better member of Congress on day one, someone that's ready to go, hit the ground running. Plus, I've spent 7 years as a congressional aide. I know a little bit about how to set up an office, what it needs to do, and how it needs to be prepared to help the people of this district.